Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the CIC podcast. My name's Tiger, and no! Fuck.
We're keeping
That's
that.
the intro.
We're
Keeping it.
that.
Fuck.
God damn it! Fuck! Alright.
Tiger smacking
my name's
Alabama
Tiger.
mosquitoes.
Yes.
I can't do an intro to save my goddamn life, but together with my co-host, Girthquake24,
What up?
Girth, and Hustle XZ,
Hey, everybody.
I don't know what to say now. God damn it, I didn't do any practice about this.
Just talk from the heart. We're here to
Yeah, exactly.
we're here to give our insight on new shit coming out. New tier 8 shit.
So, as you all know through the obvious blog posts and videos,
Henry.
we have 12 new ships coming into the game in the tech tree, as well as the Republic, which is tier 10 French battleship that's being moved to tier 8.
I think
But
that's
in today's
Republic,
episode-
Tiger.
Yeah.
Not Republic. Republic.
Stay it right.
Okay,
We don't want to
tomato,
offend the
tomato,
French.
Tomato,
okay?
tomato, potato.
Public.
But
Say Sailing Robin's gonna
We-
get you in your sleep if you mispronounce that.
But in today's episode, we're actually not going to be covering those 12 ships in the tech tree that are confirmed and are coming. We're going to be speculating on what the future of tier 8 ships in the tech tree will look like.
Henry.
As you know, I'm pretty sure you all will see plenty of other videos discussing what the tier 8 ships that are coming to the game at the moment are going to be and what they're going to be like. But we are going to be a little bit different, and we're going to look to the future. So, before we get into that, though, I think we should touch base on the 12 tech tree ships that are coming into the game. So, Gareth, you want to start off with the Americans for us?
Yeah. We got the what is the first one? Buffalo? I'm on the Seattle for some reason.
Yeah, the cruiser.
Yep.
You want to do like cruiser battleship
USS
DD, like that?
Sure.
Keep that format? Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Alright, hold on.
That's good because cruisers are life, so. And cruisers are the best. So.
Excuse
go
me.
first.
Okay, where we go? Buffalo?
Buffalo.
So USS Buffalo, which is the predecessor to the USS Baltimore.
All right, so currently we don't have stats for the legendaries yet. So we're looking at the tier 9
8.
PC version.
Tier 8. They're
Huh?
not legendaries. They're tier 8.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
They're not legendaries. These are
Legendary tier 8. Who gives a shit?
Lock it
So
up.
we have the USS
You lock
Buffalo.
it up, Jared.
It's been a long day,
Then-
guys. Okay.
As the successor to the USS Iowa, we have the USS Maine.
So here's the interesting thing. There are no
Then,
stats for the
as
USS
the-
Maine.
A
Go ahead.
unique to Legends ship.
Well,
It is not on PC, so we have no comparables to look at for Maine.
pretty much, yeah.
Also, the destroyer is that way, is it not?
Sumner,
The
yeah.
Sumner?
Mhm.
Yep. So that's pretty cool. The Americans were getting 2 ships that are exclusive to Legends before
How
they
special
go on the
for
PC
us.
version. Yep, we're very special. Hopefully, they're both very strong, so we
Okay.
can rub it in PC's face later.
I'm gonna just quickly go over this. So I got the Buffalo pulled up. So the Buffalo, heavy cruiser design, appeared soon after the completion of development of the cruiser Baltimore, and was her direct successor, Project CAB. Increased water displacement allowed engineers to significantly reinforce the ship's armor protection, and armament. The number of main guns was augmented to a total of 12 overall. God, I cannot eat cookies and read at the same time. So, a little bit better armor than Baltimore, more guns. 12
Wait,
total.
the armor's better than Baltimore?
That's what it says. And as of right now, in the PC version, it has 42,500 hit points. It's got the 203s, super heavy AP. Got a base reload of 5.2 seconds, 30 second turret traverse, 180, 5,000 AP damage, max 2,800, 14% fire chance. So these are almost Des Moines stats, guys. A little bit slower reload. Oh, and sorry, that's the standard hull. It goes to 47.8 with the upgraded hull.
Wow. It's a mini battleship, essentially.
It's like a slightly worse Des Moines with more
Yeah.
guns.
With more guns. That reloads slower though.
Like a second.
Oh, that's it? Base?
Base 5.2. I think Des Moines is based, what, 4.8?
Wow.
Actually, I'll show you right now. Let's go look.
I heard it. That's how bad. I know for a fact Buffalo did not have a delay full reload I'm playing her on PC.
Doesn't show it.
PC about that. It's probably like 8
Wow, Tiger, you
9
sound like you were
seconds
born in
long, I swear.
1983.
Your connection is terrible.
Oh,
It's
let's
awful.
let's let everybody know Tiger is streaming from Aaron's old Wi-Fi down in Alabama.
Yes, sponsored by AT&T. Not actually sponsored by AT&T.
Sorry, AT&T, don't sue
It
us.
doesn't
We're
say
not
Des
actually
Moines standard reload speed. It just says rate of fire 10.9 per minute, 10.9 shots per minute. So Lenny, do the math. What is that?
That's about 6-second reload.
6 seconds,
Just
yeah.
about.
So it's faster than Des Moines base.
Well, hold on. Buffalo has 8 shots a minute. That's somewhere around the range.
No,
around
Buffalo's rate of fire is 5.2 seconds per. Oh,
Why does it show that one?
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
5.
I thought it said seconds. My mistake. It's 5.2 shots
5.
per minute, not 5.2 seconds.
So that's about a 12-second reload. Yeah,
Excuse me, yes.
That's
Okay.
That's a big
Oh,
difference.
big
Yeah.
difference
That's a
in Des
big
Moines.
difference.
Excuse me.
Well, Des Moines probably had. I don't think Buffalo has the autoloaders like Des Moines.
No, definitely doesn't. You got
Okay.
people cramming those shells in there like the old days. Okay, so that's Buffalo. So
TLDR for the Americans, we have Allen M. Sumner being the successor to Fletcher, which is basically baby gearing. We have Buffalo being the successor to Baltimore, which is basically a Baltimore with an additional turret and
Correct.
probably about the same, if not a slightly faster reload. We'll just have to see. And then we have Maine, which is basically a Montana that's been down tiered and has lost 2 of her gun.
right,
Of her
it
gun
has
tubes.
10. It has 10 guns, not 12.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 of the turrets have 2 barrels.
It's like a
Lost
Pensacola.
barrels, not turrets, right? Lost barrels. Yeah.
Whatever. But anyway, I'd like to
Now,
see how that
on
works
to-
because I'd like to see her maneuverability.
Go ahead.
It's the same as Montana.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
it's probably going to be the same as Montana.
I'm sure.
It's probably gonna be the same
So-
as
Do we consider
Montana.
Montana to be maneuverable? Is that the consensus?
It moves.
It moves, yeah.
So I know that ship has the turn-in radius of the moon. But anyway, so we can't really compare Sumner or Maine. We can just speculate. But Sumner was its own class. It was before
Yeah.
Gary and it was after Fletcher.
We talked
So-
about that the other day.
We did, yeah.
It was
It
a
loo- it
real,
looks like a
real
Fletcher.
class.
Mhm.
Yep.
So that'd be
Basically
interesting.
almost like a Fletcher hull, but with the Gearing's guns. And the Gearings themselves were actually Somners that were extended 14 feet in the midsection.
Guys,
it's-
want to know what kind of
it's-
train this is?
It's basically a baby Gearing at tier 8, so I'm excited for it.
I'm
already
excited
have
for that too. I like
1.7
American.
elite XP
I like American
on
destroyers.
Fletcher, so
Exactly.
yeah, I'm
You know, the
getting
black
that
is
day one.
great.
That's the first tier 8 I'm getting.
The black is great, but I still like the Fletcher better. I don't know why.
Is it though?
Mhm.
Is it great?
Yes.
It's good. The black is pretty good.
I feel
Pretty
like black
good.
could use a 20-second radar, not a 13.
Yeah,
In
they
all
did nerf the
honesty,
yeah.
radar, but you know, honestly, I barely use the radar to be honest.
Right.
I don't find
Well-
myself in that many situations where
My
I.
problem is I built it like a premium Fletcher, and it's still. I mean, the slower reload and everything. It's just.
It's the
and the
shell
shells are
velocity.
floatier.
It's the shell
Yep.
velocity that does it for me. It just
Yep.
doesn't hit the same. Okay.
Nope.
It's actually funny. The first game I played in black, I didn't equip the radar, and I did 150k without the radar.
Speed boost for the win.
This guy.
Yes.
Boost black for the win.
All right, so let's talk about Japan, IJN.
Okay.
So
We got Ibuki, which is
I
like
think to save time, let's skip over like the stats and the descriptions. We can kind of just go like
Absolutely.
a quick
Just
little
name 'em.
TLDR what they
Okay.
like. Yeah,
name them.
name
Yes.
them and like give a quick explanation.
okay, so Yugamo. It starts with a Y and ends with an O.
Basically, the Kagero's older brother.
Exactly. Very similar.
Okay, so it's a similar ship, similar
Torp boat.
torp
Yep.
boat.
Tour boat.
Hits
Yeah.
like a truck.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, let me at least talk about the turret layout or for the torps. So they are, where is it? They're Kagero setup, 2x4. 0.54
I wouldn't be
shots per
surprised
minute.
if they have the same like 23K alpha that they have on Legends.
Oh my god, it's got almost 2-minute reload
So,
base.
yeah.
Oof.
It'll probably be faster on Legends, but yeah.
Yeah, this is true. Okay. Let's see. How do we feel about the Ibuki?
Ibuki.
That's just a bigger Mogami.
That's
Yeah.
just a bigger Mogami.
It is a
Doesn't-
Mogami
doesn't
class,
Yeah,
right?
she
change.
does. Maybe she has a better reload, but
I think a slightly better reload than Mogami.
4.4
but-
shots per minute. That's 15 seconds almost.
Yeah, same exact play style. 203s, fire spammer.
kiting angles.
Guiding,
yeah.
yep.
But
Very.
could be spicy. Could be
Okay.
spicy. We'll just have to
I'm interested in
see. Then
the
Izumo.
Zumo. Yep.
The Japanese Lenin, essentially.
Yeah, Nelson. Tintin.
Yeah.
It's a worse Lenin, but yeah.
Yes.
What's the
So,
bow armor on that?
Here's a
thing?
special little fact if you know from PC. I think she has 20. No, she has 32. I think she has 32 on PC.
Okay.
But
He's pretty tanky on PC.
30-second base
I recall.
reload.
she does have a pretty bad cheek though. It's kind of like a introduction to the Yamis.
Yeah.
the
The
Yamato
Japanese.
class. They're just like, yeah,
I've heard of
bad
that.
cheek.
The curse.
But even though she has 410 millimeter guns, she has Yamato gun sounds. So that's one of her redeeming qualities on PC.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, so yeah.
I mean, you
That's the
guys
Japanese, we have-
played way more PC than me. Like, how is the Zumo on PC compared to?
I don't even have a Zumo yet.
You don't even have it. Okay.
The ones that I've run into are
No.
pretty tanky.
All right.
If they're bow in or they're angled, it can be hard to deal with them unless you spam them with fire.
Right.
Let's go to Ruskies.
The Ruskies.
Talk about Delny.
Delny, that's the tier 8 I'm most excited about.
Yeah, it's
Looking
tier
forward
10
to.
over here.
Delny is, it's PC tier 10, so probably that means she'll be tweaked a little bit. She'll be
What
nerfed
is
a little
the,
bit so she can fit into tier 8.
Which line is that?
Delny,
Is that the second
Tashkent
line? The
Tashkent.
Tashkent line. Okay,
So,
so
for
first line.
PC, Kaba got sent to the armory for coal. So yeah, Delny is basically a Tashkent that has more HP. I believe she still has the 50 millimeter armor belt and slightly better torpedoes.
Okay.
I think that's Delny's gist. And then we have
Right,
the
she has the
Donskoy.
Tashkent torps,
Mm-hmm.
not Kaba torps.
Pretty,
Yeah.
pretty slow reload though. 12 shots
Yeah.
per minute. What was that like 4? God, I can't math.
That's 5 seconds.
5 seconds. Okay.
But you know, with main battery mod 3 and a couple other commander perks, they'll probably
That's
get down
true.
to like 3 seconds. And you can have a like 15% fire chance because the Russian commander's special skill of what is it? I forget the name.
Always no.
Always
Yeah.
be torching?
Always be torched. Yeah.
Always be torching.
Always
Yeah.
be torching. Yeah.
And then the cruiser, we have the Donskoy, which is actually I'm kind of excited about Donskoy.
Can I
For
just
some
say?
reason on PC
Oh.
she has 8-kilometer torps and not the 6s or 4-kilometer, whatever they have.
Can I just say how many freaking tier 9 and 10 Russian cruisers there are in this game?
too many on PC?
Stupid. There's Dmitry Donskoy, there's Riga, there's Kronstadt, there's Moskva, Alexander Nevsky, there's Petropavlovsk, Stalingrad, Smolensk, and Sevastopol. Sevastopol, whatever. I don't
Yeah,
even-
there's way too many high-tier Soviet
That's
cruisers.
dumb.
And of course, they're all paper ships.
They're all
so, you
paper
know.
ships. So it
Das
says,
Vidanya.
says Donskoy was developed from the Chapayev class.
So yeah, it's basically going to be a bigger Chapayev. It has, for some reason, I think,
Got
a
180s.
similar superstructure to Riga's. Yeah, it still has the 180s. But like I said earlier, she has 8-kilometer torps on PC, so actually having a little bit more useful torpedoes might prove pretty spicy. I think she'll have the same.
2x5s.
I
Yeah.
know she'll obviously have the 11.7 radar on Legends instead of the 12 that she has on PC. But I'm excited for Donskoy.
Yeah, Donskoy looks
It's
good.
another long-range AT spammer, but and then I think this is personally the battleship I'm most excited about. This
Yeah,
is the Sovietsky Soyuz, the
Me too.
bigger Vladdy. I'm really excited for Soyuz. That's the first battleship I'm getting. Sumner will be my first ship I'm getting overall, but Soyuz is gonna be the first battleship I get.
So let's talk about the guns. They got 406s. Okay.
So yeah, still 406s, and you have the limited damage cons, of course. But I mean, come on, it's just a fat slab of armor that nothing can pen unless you run EOP or you have enough big enough caliber of HE to.
Yeah, and the
pen
superstructure
deck,
is
so,
like non-existent.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tank,
Yeah.
and it's Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Does it have oh look, there's pros and cons here. 60 millimeter upper deck. There you go. It'll shatter almost all cruiser shells.
Like that.
Yep.
Negates Weimar. Weimar can't pen that. Even
Right.
with her quarter pen.
I mean, it's got the elevated citadel, like most Russian battleships. Still go broadside. Stay bow in. Play to its strengths. Okay. And last but not least, let's go to Germany.
The Kriegsmarine.
The Kriegsmarine.
So
All right, so first, Z46, right?
is it 44 or 46?
46.
46.
What the hell's the
Okay.
difference?
I don't know.
Who gives a shit?
Gold jacket, green jacket.
So the 46 has 128s. I think the 44 might have 150s. Could be wrong. Oh, they have 128s as well.
No, so the one that's coming has the smaller guns. So it must be the 44.
They both have 128s.
Oh,
I think the Z52 has
150s.
150s, yeah. That's your 10. No, the Z52 has 128s as well. What?
So you should still have a pretty decent reload, you know.
I
But
don't
she'll
know.
probably still have the same strong hydro. That's characteristic of the German destroyers.
Yep.
So could be a really interesting utility boat. And you know, her torpedoes, they may be slow, but they
Oh
reload
my god,
fast.
the AP hits though. 3,000.
I'm excited for Z.
Yeah.
And then I think this is the ship that a lot of people are the most excited about as a whole. We have the Rune.
Before we
Yeah.
jump in the
Its
road,
predecessor.
let's just talk about, you know, the Z, because the Z23 has
Yeah.
kind of gotten power crept.
Yeah,
You know, it's
Z
got a-
needs some love.
It's got a longer reload. The longest reload, I think, besides the YOLO Emilio.
Right?
But you know, they hit.
Like you can obviously you can run the 128s instead of the 150s, but you're
On
I
Z?
looked
sacrificing
it back. I looked it up.
alpha.
It's the 46, by the way. C46 is the one we're getting.
46.
Wait, you can switch to 150s on Legends?
Yeah, because when you upgrade the gun upgrade, it
I did
increases
not
the
know you
caliber
can do
to
that. See, that's how
150s.
much I played Z. I did not know you could do that. But no, it'd be nice to have a little bit of change in pace. So we got the
I feel
smaller,
like-
faster guns.
Give her a slightly faster reload on her 150s, and she'll be at a good spot.
Yeah.
Because her AA is okay for a destroyer. Her torpedoes, they're not really. They don't have good range. Speed is meh, but damage is good. Reload is good.
Yeah, 9.5
Hydro obviously is very
kilometer
strong.
base range, 66 knots. They hit for about 14,000. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's
It's
tier 8.
nothing, but it's like Z23 is okay, but yeah, like Z46 not really gonna be a strong torp boat. Her torps are mainly there for area denial, but yeah, I'm excited for Z. And then obviously, as I said,
We got
seconds
Rune.
earlier, we have the
Yep.
Rune.
So a tier 8 Nuremberg, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, one
I'm
turn in the
very
front,
excited
2 in
for
the
that
back.
one. Yep.
But
And they
instead
have
of having
203s. Mhm.
instead of the 155 or 150s, you have the 203s. So
Right.
And I think they
Spicy.
reload faster than Hipper, I believe.
I think so
Um,
too. And they have instead of having the 5K AP alpha that Hipper has, they have a 6K, I believe, if I remember
They
my
hit
PC
even
stats
harder.
correctly.
Nice.
So they have 2 turrets on PC. They have 2 different layouts. They have one that has a 4.6 base shots per minute, and then the upgraded ones are 5.7, and they turn faster.
So yeah, that's
So
like I
what's
said, with main battery Mon 3 in the 4th slot for us Legends players, that should probably be about maybe
about
like a
8 seconds?
8, 9, 10 second reload, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah,
And then
Rune's
Quinn Valley
Rune.
probably
I'm
good.
excited for Rune. I am.
She's going to be best played at long range and kiting positions. Kind of trains you on PC, it trains you to play Hindenburg. But yeah, that's going to be a really strong ship.
And then we have
then-
Frederick the Great.
The pork knuckle. The giant floating pork knuckle. It's a Bismarck that has more HP. Now, she does get 420s, but she's going to have the German accuracy.
He
So
said pork knuckle.
Oh my
That's
god! Because I know I've heard that the ship wasn't that good on PC.
yeah, she basically just has more HP, but as Ship Jesus and Eurosay on PC. You trade the HP. Well, HP doesn't really matter when it comes to fire. So, and you know us
Yeah.
Legends players, as we discussed in the last episode, fire is our #1 enemy. So
Well,
Freddy is going to be an
Yes.
interesting spot.
That's
it's
what
going to be a tier
420.
8 grows occur first. Same situation. Nobody plays the GK.
420s at tier 8 could be spicy though. We'll just have to wait and see. And of course,
Isn't that wild how arguably one of the best battleships on PC is the worst one on Legends?
That is funny how that worked out. That could be an entire episode in itself about Legend secondaries, though. That's the
Yeah.
entire reason that it's underperforming.
Legend secondaries is still bad.
No.
Still bad. It's better than
unless
it
you're in
was.
Brandenburg. Unless you're in Brandenburg, it's not really worth
Even
playing
then,
the
though, you
secondary
could rack up hundreds for minimal damage. Hundreds of
Yeah.
hits.
The Flandra. Flandra is
ship. Flander too.
hilarious
At least
secondaries because they don't do anything.
Brandenburg at least, yeah. Brandenburg gets the quarter pen. Flander gets an even faster like DPM, but they have to pen to actually hit that DPM, and they don't pen because they're 127s. But they have a insane rate of fire, so.
So did that cover the 12 tech tree ships that are
Yeah.
confirmed incoming?
Yep.
Yep.
We spent 20 minutes doing it, so let's get on with the new shit.
Say, now
Yeah,
for
now.
the main reason that we're here.
Transition.
The
Tonight's
main event.
main event. We have what could possibly be the next. How many is the number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Should we kind of do a little quick on Republic? I think we should.
All right.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
let's do
The
Republic.
new campaign was announced, too.
So, we don't know her stats for Legends yet, but what we do know from PC research is that on PC she is a tier 10. She has a 92k HP pool. If I
Big
remember
HP pool.
correctly.
Yep, 92.
Yeah, big HP pool. She has the same 127mm secondaries and the 155s. I believe she has 3 triple turrets as the secondaries, but the main highlight of
Yep,
Republic
3x3.
is the fast loading. By fast loading, I mean like under 25-second base reload of 2 quad 431mm main guns.
Yep.
On
So a
PC,
gas going on steroids, essentially.
Yeah, it's a gas cone, but it can overmatch like a Georgia. So and
Right.
it reloads faster than gas cone. On PC, if you run the legendary mod, which it sacrifices range, but if you just want to go for full meme reload on PC, you can get Republic to like 19-second reload,
That's
which is
great.
insane.
And it gets
It's
reload
insane.
boost, doesn't it?
It doesn't get reload boost, but it gets
Oh, no.
speed boost.
Speed
So
boost,
You're
okay.
going to be booming and zooming at like 37, 38, probably even like 40 knots in a French battleship, firing your
17-inch
overmatched
guns.
Yeah,
And
every,
correct
like,
me if
20
I'm wrong,
seconds.
please, but these 431s, they can overmatch 30 mil bow armor, right?
Yep, they can overmatch 30 mil bow armor.
So this is the second ship that's not a legendary. So George is the other one that can overmatch Edinburgh.
hmm
Cool. Not that you see many Edinburghs, but
Watch out for Edinburgh players that are still out there.
Watch out, Juice.
All right.
No,
so
Juice
that's,
mainly plays it, but yeah.
so
I think it's
I'm very excited for Republic. I'm kind of jealous because I know you guys are gonna whale it when it comes out. Or at least Hustle
Goddamn
is.
right.
God damn right. It's okay. I still have John Bart. Anyway, so
Oh!
all right. So yeah,
Just
I'm
rub it
excited for that.
in, Juice.
And while
Rub
we're
it in.
oh yeah, you don't have it too, Tiger, do you?
No.
Oh, look at that. You guys are
There are
both super
dozens of
testers, and you don't
us.
have the John Bart. Oh, look at that. Okay. So anyway, while we're on French battleships, let's talk about what might be coming down the road. I'm
Just-
almost
I
prone
feel like
to
we
say
should do a
it's-
disclaimer. Like, this
Yeah.
is pure speculation.
Pure
None of
speculation.
this is confirmed.
Absolutely.
Exactly. All in the name of fun. That's what this is all
This
about.
is just looking at what's on PC and kind of like tying it to Legends of what could be. This isn't confirmed. This isn't actually what's being planned
Correct.
maybe right now by Wargaming.
So
Pure speculation. But
this is an interesting, and the reason I bring this up because this is kind of interesting. So we already have a tier 9 French battleship, the Jean Bart.
Right.
Because Richelieu and Gascon and Champagne and Flandre, those are all tier 8s, but Jean Bart is tier 9, and the other French battleship is the Alsace. So what does the Alsace have that the Jean Bart doesn't, where it can justify being tier 8? You know what I mean? To being better.
Well, it has the main battery reload booster because the tier 9 and 10 chips, I believe, on PC get those perks. Actually, no,
Okay.
she doesn't. She doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think she does.
I thought she did. I'm thinking of like cruisers getting heals, but yeah, she doesn't get the main battery reload boost, which kind of sucks. She still gets the speed boost. That's what the all different
She
battles
does
get.
have more guns
But
than John Bart. She does have an extra turret.
She's a Flander, but she gets an extra 15-inch gun in each turret.
Right. So she has 12 instead of 9.
Okay, so she's a baby Burgone.
The baby
She got the
Burgone.
extra turret. Okay. All right.
But Burgone will be nice at legendary tier. I think that will come eventually. I hope it does.
I hope so as well. As a guy that doesn't have
looking
John
at-
Bart, I hope we get the better one. Please.
But
I'm gonna quit that campaign
So-
with 10 levels left to go too.
The bureau. You're gonna
Yeah.
quit that bureau.
I'll just quit the game with one segment left to go in the bureau.
Oh man, that'd be so funny.
So I'm looking at her Alsace's pros, and she does have a 44% torpedo reduction. That's actually kind of nice.
Wow,
Like
that's
Yami
like-
has 59%.
Oh, yeah.
I think
That's up there with the
what is
Bama
it?
and
The
stuff.
South Dakotas have 37% or something like
Yeah.
that. Am I right there? GK has
think-
25% at legendary tier.
I think Bama has a high one, like up around 50, doesn't it?
Yeah, Alabama or
I think it's 40, 45.
Alabama has like
Yeah, it's-
48 and Massachusetts is like 47, 46. South
So-
Dakota class has really good torpedo protection, which is why I really hate that they put in the same class as Iowa. Like they should have if they wanted to keep it at tier 7, Alabama and Massachusetts, they should have did the tech tree split with that. Because those are more brawlers than the Kansas. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the North
Go
Carolina.
brawl in your
I feel
Kansas?
like Kansas,
What?
yeah. Iowa and Kansas, well, Iowa should switch to where Kansas is, and NC should switch to where Colorado is.
Correct.
I feel like that would have been a good change.
I agree.
Like, we can keep the same Legends versions of them as a whole.
The
but I
fast
feel like as a
battleship
line,
should have
as a
been
whole-
one line. So North Carolina, Iowa, then Montana, and then the other side you have, Vermont,
standards, yeah.
yeah, the South
So you
Dakota
get, what is
class,
it,
and
like-
then you got the Ohio.
We'll have Colorado, Kansas, and then the ship will cover later on what could be coming. But yeah, like the slower one should be in one line, faster should be
Correct.
in another.
Yeah.
But back to
Um,
Flander, she has the French ballistics, so the fast shell travel time, so that's pretty good.
Alsace, you mean?
She has Alsace. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
She has a
don't-
base
Just don't do it again.
secondaries of 8 kilometers. I didn't know this.
That
8
won't be on
kilometer-
this. That won't come to Legends
Yeah, it won't come to Legends, but maybe they'll give her that, and that could be a reason why she's added. To
though. Maybe, but also they brought Georgia has shitty stock secondaries, but it's a secondary beast on PC. That's good secondaries. You know what I mean? The fucking GK has ridiculous secondaries on PC, but the Bismarck and the Brandenburg are better. Like why? And then I don't know if you guys told me this, but I heard somewhere that there's its own team for legendary ships at Wargaming.
I
So
didn't know
it's like too many hands in the pot kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like keep it simple. And that would explain.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, then that'll explain why Stalingrad has no HE or sonar. Okay. Anyway,
But yeah, back to Alsace. I could see her coming as tier 8.
you think
Kind
so?
of being like a faster Jean Bart that has an extra turret. But it's the same thing. Like you're going to be prioritizing fighting enemy cruisers. Like cruisers are going to be a nightmare to face, but also if you can
Right.
get their broadside with your speed, it's game over. I'm excited if she would come down the line. I could see it, but like you said, there's not much between her and John Bart other than the extra turret and John Bart having the main battery reload boost that could really make Alsace be a tier 8 on Legends.
Be interesting for sure. Okay, so let's go back to USA. Let's start there.
How about we go one nation at a time so that we don't like split across?
Well, okay, sure. So you want to go France? The only
Hustle, I
reason
think this
the only
is
reason
one-
why I
this
wanted to go
Hustle
back
one.
to USA is because we know there's going to be guaranteed 4 nations. So then you want to start on the other nations then? England.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
That'd be interesting to speculate on the
Alright,
ones
so then
we're
we'll stick
not
with
getting.
France. We'll stick with France. I'll go
Yeah.
back. Okay, so
And
staying with
then
France.
we'll end with the ones we don't know. Yeah.
All right, so staying with France.
So,
Mogador.
This is what I want. I want Mogador on Legends, dude. Basically a baby Kleber on like a Fantastic Hull almost.
Hopefully not Nerf torpedoes.
But yeah, it's just main battery reload booster on Kleber guns on Legends tier 8 with
The
good
French
torpedoes,
DDs are always a
incredible
good
speed.
time. They're fun
Fun.
to play.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Here's something a little bit off topic for the upcoming the speculation that we're doing. I feel like I did some research, and Kleber on Legends has her legendary mod built in, which increases her or decreases her torpedo reload time or range. I forget, one of the two, and it increases her it decreases her concealment better, so it makes her more stealthy, but it nerfs her main battery reload time. Why did that happen? I feel like Kleber should have never had that built in. She should have had the larger concealment because she is a pretty large destroyer when you look at her.
Pretty big.
I feel like her torpedo range shouldn't have been touched, but her concealment should have been worse. And you give her an extra main battery reload booster so that people aren't playing Kleber as a torpedo boat. We already have Shima at legendary tier that is perfectly capable of being a torpedo
And you
boat.
can honestly run Gearing as a torp boat.
Yeah, I did that too. But like,
Not that you should.
Like, Kaba exists.
I'm not.
Yeah, Kaba exists, but there's nothing like Kleber on PC, like more so. But like, there's nothing like that where it's fast, it's agile, it has great guns, and it's cruiser guns on a destroyer, and it has a lot of main battery reload.
Yeah, 139s, and they're 50 cal 139, so they hit fast and they hit hard. So this is something I wanted to bring up last episode. I don't know if I did or not, but one gripe I have about this game, I know it's a watered down version of PC and they intended it to be that, but the ratio of consumables does not add up. Does not.
Yeah.
You get one reload booster on a destroyer? Come on. I know the game is 5 minutes.
Like the heals for battleships and cruisers, I can kind of understand. Because, it's 9v9, so it's 12v12, so you, like, battleships start off with 4 stock on PC and they start with 3 on Legends, so that I understand. But yeah, like, all the French destroyers only having one main battery reload booster.
Asashio has one reload booster.
Torpedo reload booster.
Yes.
And, like, the battleships that have them, they only get 2.
Udachi.
When on PC, you can get, like, 4.
Right.
Like,
and same thing with, like, Missouri, for instance. I know not a lot of people still have Missouri. 30,000 steel is a lot, but on PC, I think Missouri gets, like, 4 radars.
3.
Oh, it is 3? Okay. I thought it was more than that.
Mm-hmm.
But John Bart, for
he gets
instance,
one more than she gets on Legends.
John Bart, for instance, has like 4 reload.
5 reload
4 or 5 reload boosters. Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys wouldn't know about that, but anyway.
Actually, we would because we've played against them on PC.
Like, well, we'll see ya.
We'll see ya.
I'm done with this. Like, I've been razzed enough for one podcast, I think.
So Mogador, okay.
Tiger's all. You know that techno song?
I am a genius. One thing I do with
I am a rabbit.
Oh god, this guy.
You know that old techno song, "Smack My Bitch Up"? That's what Tiger sounds like right now. Smack my bitch up.
Oh,
hey, Tiger. Eagle 1, Fox 2.
It's jammed. Tiger's mic is jammed.
Oh Jesus Christ, dude.
It's bad.
It's real
Dude,
bad.
are you picking up like channel 99 from the early 2000s?
Move the antennas on your TV.
Go put some tinfoil between the antennas coming off your TV, dude.
You forgot to pay his AOL 3.1 bill.
Better?
Slightly better now. Henry.
This is ground control to Major Tom.
Oh, there you go.
No.
Stepping through the door. Anyway, one thing I wanted to mention too, Mogador has the same turret angles like Kleber does, doesn't it?
Oh, we'll see you, Tiger.
I'll see him.
It has the same turret angles as Colbert?
Yeah, because I'm reading the description and it says another special feature of Mogador class ship is the arrangement of their torpedo arrangement, where 2 torpedoes are placed along the side, each side of the ship.
Oh, Colbert
So-
has
Lift and
great
pass.
torp angles, so
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah.
Cool.
Mogador
And
would
then,
be
of
great.
course,
Now
you
I'm
know-
excited for Mogador.
55 knot speed with speed boost and speed flag.
Oh, that's it.
That's all?
Well, on Legends, you can make it probably go, if you go full speed boost, if it were to come, like Kleber, you can get to like 57, 58. I think you can get above 60 if you go like completely full speed build. So
I know,
she'd be fast as fuck, boy.
shout out to
Fuck, boy.
shout out to Chewy. But I think I remember a while back he posted that he got his Colbert up to like 62.
Jesus fucking Christ.
He did a
That's
full
faster than most
speed build.
destroyer torpedoes. Like Fletchers go 55, Amalfi's go 40, 53, Blacks go 47. Like, Jesus Christ, you're outrunning torpedoes.
I think the Sims torps go about
torpedoes.
46, 47 too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're outrunning torpedoes, dude.
Tiger's dying on us.
So
Oh, God.
I switched over to cruisers, to tier 9 French cruisers.
Let
now
me take
this-
this
Saint
bad
Louis.
boy. I'm excited for this, dude.
What is it?
Saint Louis?
Is it St. Louis or Honore? Oh, no, Honore would be,
Honore is a
Honore would
10, so that's
Honore
going to be
would
a legendary.
Okay.
Right.
What about
So
Carnot? Or is that
Carnot
premium?
is a different line.
It's a
That's the
premium.
super
That's a
heavy
premium,
cruiser.
yeah. Okay.
And it's a premium.
yeah.
Right. A Carnot would be in the new line that just came to PC, which is the French like super cruisers essentially.
Is it called Brest? The Brest.
There is one called Brest. Yeah.
Brest.
That's the super. Yeah, I think a tier 9 super
Okay, so-
heavy cruiser.
So it'd be St. Louis.
St. Louis, which looking at it, I didn't know anything about the ship, admittedly, by my own admission, but it's a Martel, which I'm a huge fan of Chucky Martel.
Yep.
I love that ship. It's a Martel with a main battery reload booster, which would be
Really?
This
amazing.
is something else.
Would be
I really
amazing.
think the French cruisers should also get the option to slot a main battery reload booster in the same slot as their patrol fighter for us Legends players. Because I feel
Yeah.
like, except for the speed boost, there is nothing that sets the French cruisers apart from the American cruisers or the German cruisers. In my opinion at least, there's nothing that separates them except the speed boost. So
True.
giving them that reload booster gives them something to like incentivize people to play them. Like, be honest, Tussle. How many Charles Martels do you see on a day-to-day basis playing Legends? How many
Few.
do you see?
Besides me,
Besides you. Besides you, one is you. How many
Zero.
others are you? Yeah, like
Buck.
zero. Yeah. Buck will play it sometimes.
Buck will play Chuck.
Yeah.
Dirty Mike got dev struck on Aaron Stream in one the other night.
Yeah, so just like we need to give the French cruisers that reload booster just to like give them something to set them apart from the rest of the crowd.
Right. I agree
Like,
with
they're
that.
not. The main battery reload booster won't make them insanely strong, but it'll give them
You got a
something
point.
to choose over other ships.
You got a point considering SAP is starting to be, etched into legendaries now.
Now the Italian cruisers got SAP, the Germans have their strong hydro and their high AP alpha. The Americans have their long radar and the great super heavy shells, and then the Russians have their long radar and great ballistics. What do the French cruisers have for their guns? Quarter pen, the 6 pen HE on the 203s.
Hey,
Fast speeds.
they
and good
can go fast. Okay, that's good enough.
They can go
I like
fast.
to go fast.
And they have what is it? Baguettes. There you go.
That's right.
On board.
Yeah, just like give the French cruisers something to set them apart from the crowd. That's just, I think, a personal thing. Again,
So we're looking at.
But yeah,
Man,
back to the St. Louis.
St. Louis, basically a Martel with a reload booster, which would be amazing. Yeah. So to recap, the France speculative tier 8s that we're saying would be Mogador to follow the Fantasque, the St. Louis for follow the Martel, and then Alsace for behind Richelieu.
Yep.
I think that about covers France. I think those are all good picks. I think those are natural, like obvious choices to come
Well,
from
I
tier
could
8
easily
in
see
Legends.
those coming in like
Go on.
an update or two. I could easily see those coming.
Switch over UK.
Especially with especially with Republique as the first campaign. I think
I don't
that's
know
an
why we do
obvious
that.
lead into the French
Yeah.
to come to the game quick, because history would tell us that the campaign usually lines up with like new tech tree lines that are going to be added.
Like the Pyotr Bagration campaign came with the
Right.
Russian heavy cruiser line.
Exactly.
Teabag.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
I still play Teabag. That's a scary thought that I still play that shit every now and
Dude,
then.
Jared, didn't we play like triple P-bag like a couple weeks
We
ago?
did that.
And we were doming, dude. It
Taking
was
names,
amazing.
dude. It was like, well, it was hitting like the Talon, dude. It really was.
Exactly. It was, yeah. For one game, then I played it again, and then it was terrible.
Like, oh, I remember why I don't play this.
I got dev struck on peak stream playing that thing through my nose by Kansas.
Why did you
See ya.
just why did you just sound like Monty? Did Monty just make a guest appearance on our podcast?
Oh man, man.
Oh man, a P-bag, the best
Oh,
ship
man.
in the game, man.
Oh, come on, hustle, man. You know the kid's best to floor in the game, man. You know. We got alligator.
Love you,
A2
Monty. Alligator A2 face.
It's all right. He won't see this podcast till like a month later.
Monty can't even spell podcast. It's fine.
He can't even read. Are you
All right,
insane? All right, we gotta
so-
stop.
Well, like you said, let's go to the Brits.
The Brits.
You know, the Brits always
I think
need
Brits,
love.
based on like Facebook posts and Discord messages, probably the one that most people are like disappointed it's not in, and the one that people are asking about already. So there's definitely a lot of hype on what British ships would.
What is the
become
battleship gonna be? Because we already
successors.
have the
So-
Lion.
Yeah, so since
Oh, oh.
Oh, there we go.
Eagle 1, Fox
see
2.
there being other God, fuck this shit. Fuck.
You're leaving that in, dude. That's
This guy
gotta stay in.
sucks.
This guy sucks. Fuck this shit. Eagle 1, Fox 2.
Hey, Mom, get off the internet. I need the Wi-Fi.
Tiger's freaking recording a podcast on his Sega Dreamcast right now on 56K dial.
Right. Since Line was added as a premium, right? And she's
Yes.
a tier 9 on PC. I could see there being another main situations, like the main that's going to be Legends, where they're going to make like a paper ship design. Yeah, like a paper ship. Not Thunderer, because I'm pretty sure they'll have Thunder down the line.
God,
Like a
Thunder is
Steel
gonna
or
be-
GXP.
Thunder is gonna be after Legendary.
But yeah, like I could see them doing something like a Conqueror with like dual guns, or maybe like Marlboro.
Marlboro? That's a hard word to say, I know.
Marlboro is a premium though.
She's a premium, yes, but I could see them adding it
As a
because it's like it's a Vanguard hull, but with 16, 14-inch guns.
That's really the only choice we've got. We've got Lion and Marlboro.
Wait a
That's
minute.
it.
I'm
Slow
not-
down.
I'm
Rewind.
thinking-
So it's a Leon with bigger guns. That's
With
your
quarter pen. Yes.
I can
Correct.
see
I-
so many memes we can do with that.
Oh, yeah.
I doubt that would be the tier 8, but I could
Can you
easily see
imagine?
it as well.
Hold on. Just imagine.
356 is 4x4, 16 barrels, just like Leon. Dude,
Let's
the
look
memes
at the
would be on
let's look at the
point.
Marlboro real quick. Okay.
I
Dude,
pulled it up.
because-
Somebody Damacons, right? And then we just unload.
Oh, yeah, it has British HE, too, so you could just
Holy
cycle
shit,
fires and
dude.
just absolutely meme people. It would be savage.
Oh my god. That's broken.
That's what it's got to be, man. There's no other choice, unless it's a paper ship, like Tiger said.
Right.
Mhm.
It's got to be the Marlboro, because we already have the Lion.
Right.
If it's not a paper ship, it's gonna be Marlboro.
Okay.
Just
what
to
a-
summarize, is a British Lion with bigger guns. Not
Leon.
Lion. Leon.
Leon
Like the French tier 6 battleship.
on a
Leon.
Vanguard hull.
On a Vanguard hull.
Yep.
With
All right,
faster reload, it looks
What
like.
about cruisers? Is it gonna be Drake or Neptune?
I think those
Well,
are two
both.
different animals.
Both for the heavy and the light.
You think both
Yeah,
will be?
Neptune
It?
is basically
It's an Edinburgh. It's a light cruiser.
I would imagine they would bring the light first.
I would too.
Since we have Mino in the game, I would imagine they would fill in the gap and bring a light cruiser in between, which is going to be Neptune, right?
Yeah. It's essentially a Mino. It does have fast reload, but not as many guns.
Right. How many guns does Mino have?
16, I think.
Yeah. No
got-
wonder the DPM on that thing
no,
is
it's got 12.
insane.
It's got 12. It's got six turrets, right? I could be wrong. Please correct. No, I can just go right now.
Booster. Booster has 6 turrets. I think
Just
Mino
go
has
to
4.
Yeah, Booster has 6 turrets with 12.
Mino has 10 guns.
Okay.
5x2s.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's less barrels than Neptune. Interesting.
but a way faster reload.
Way faster reload.
Yeah, you're talking about 18.8 seconds or 18.8 shots per minute. Mino.
Right.
12.5 with Neptune.
Yeah.
That's like a 30% reduction in reload time. So you're looking at like you said 5.5, 6 seconds almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Not
it's like
bad,
but that's still faster than an Edinburgh.
Yeah.
So
But you know, she doesn't have Edinburgh's 30mm bow that she does on Legend. She
True
has,
kid.
that's true.
she can be overmatched by 228mm rounds. So Scharnhorst.
Oh.
I haven't seen a Scharnhorst in years.
So Neptune's a scary ship. Not that excited for that one.
Yeah,
I could see it coming, but it's interesting.
right here in the
You think,
cons.
you think in Legends that they would give her the 16mm bow, like Mino?
Probably, because you know they gave Belfast 43 her same bow. Like
Yikes! Oh, I could do a whole episode ranting about why the Tier 6 Belfast has better bow armor than the Belfast 43. That makes no sense to me in my head at all.
I don't know.
Like I said, that's a different episode. So
All
carry
right.
on.
So that's the Neptune. What about destroyers?
The Drake.
The Drake.
Drake.
Well, that's right. Yeah, let's talk
Yeah,
Drake.
if they were going to do the
Heavy cruiser.
heavies, which I wouldn't
If
expect.
they were.
Right.
Well, the Drake's interesting because it's got Cheshire guns, right?
234s.
234s. Yeah. Well, there's more of them. There's 9 instead of 6.
Which you know now allow. What is it? She can overmatch Mino's bow with Cheshire's guns.
That's so funny. And they're short
Oh, she
fuse
also
too.
has,
I might
but
be
she
in the
also has
minority
high-
here, but I like the
high-
British heavy cruisers. So
I do
I
too.
do
just throwing that out there.
Exeter's probably my favorite tier 5 cruiser.
Nice, good choice. But I mean,
I like playing Graf, but if I'm gonna play a cruiser, I want to play Exeter.
Yeah.
If I want to play like a
London's
battle
not
cruiser,
bad
I'll
either.
play-
you take
London's
it
not
back.
too bad.
London's terrible.
I like the London.
Nah, she's okay.
Unpopular
London
opinion.
has fallen.
She's okay at best. Okay
London
at
has
best.
fallen. Go to bed.
terrible.
Get out.
But
Dad joke complete for this episode.
apparently, Drake has a good concealment, almost under 10.5 kilometer concealment.
Huh.
You know, fully built for it, but that's pretty interesting.
I don't think that's that uncommon for like any British cruiser.
Well,
Most
yeah,
of them have
but that's
No,
pretty good
especially
concealment.
I mean, if you know what you're doing, like if you know you're in a cruiser and you get outspotted, and there's a British cruiser on the other side, you know almost immediately it's probably that one. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, so especially if
But
there's
of
no
course,
destroyers in the
since-
game, so you know that's gonna have the best concealment out of all the ships.
But of course, since she's a heavy, she's got the same exposed citadel that's like three stories high, and you can't hide like lights with a smoke screen. So you know,
Yeah.
you got to be careful with that ship. And she doesn't have good firing angles, so
You gotta show a lot of cheek to get all the guns on. Okay. Well,
And now, as you were excitedly mentioning before I brought up Drake,
the
the
Jutland.
destroyer,
It's successor to the Lightning.
It's gotta be the
Which is a
Jutland.
Fantastic, DD.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Jutland.
So same
Jutland.
British smoke.
Mhm.
What's interesting, it's
Heel.
got the Darren gun, the 113s, right?
Yep, and she has a heel.
But better penetration values.
Yep.
It's gonna be interesting. I like the lightning. I love the lightning.
I
Actually.
love lightning.
I always
love
forget
Lightning.
about Lightning, but that's a great boat, man. I always forget about it.
It doesn't do one thing wrong. It's
Nope.
not. It's not the
Very
best.
well rounded.
Yeah, it's
It's
I feel
almost
like-
boring how well rounded it is.
it is kind of
Fletcher is the
boring.
jack of all
It's
trades.
so good.
Yeah.
Lightning is slightly better than like the jack of all trades, but it's similar to Fletcher like that. How it's good at all things, but it's not like excessively good at one.
It's
thing
good
in
at all, but
particular.
not great at one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But Jutland would be
like,
cool.
Of course, she doesn't have engine boost. She has the British smokes, which are pros. They have a lot of them and they recharge fast. Cons, they don't last too long. She does have a repair party though, so that's actually pretty.
Yeah, it seems like a lightning with a heel. That's kind of nice. Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to see Jutland because having that combination of repair party, British smokes, and Hydra on a destroyer sounds really good.
But again, this kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. There are some way better tier 7 ships destroyers than that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
No doubt. Like a Fletcher would still take on any, in reality, any gunboat that could come at tier 8.
Well, I'm just thinking like Friesland, Australian. I'm thinking, fast reloading destroyers would probably take this thing to lunch,
Well, now, speaking of the Australian, what would its predecessor be? The Pan-Euros, because we only have the Pan-Euro.
Is it a good transition to Pan-European?
So, this is something I'm thinking, and I've thought about for a while. What if they put Holland in as the tier 8?
And put Smallen as legendary?
Smallen would be the
Bureau.
You guys
want to close out the British real quick and just do like a quick recap of what we just said?
Sure.
Because it seems like we're moving on to Pan-Euro. Like, I just think we should recap that.
Okay. So we're looking at possibly a main situation for the battleship or the Marlborough.
Right.
So paper ship, if not Marlborough. So it's not anything super insane.
For the successor to Vanguard.
Drake or Neptune for cruiser.
Yep. And Drake for
light and heavy.
For light and heavy, yeah. And then obviously the Jutland's the most obvious pick.
I think so too. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
So moving on to the oyster. Oyster.
So, as I was saying, what if they made Holland the tier 8 and nerf her accordingly so that she fits into tier 8? And they put Smalland in as the Bureau project, and then Ragnar as like a steel or 2 million global XP ship. What if they did that? I think that'd be spicy.
Or what if they put... No, that makes sense, what you said.
Because, except for Groningen, which is literally just a Friesland, there's no other Pan-Euro destroyer at tier 9 or tier 10 than the ones we just mentioned. So unless they were to do a paper design, I wouldn't see any reason to do anything else. Now, of course, they could always do like Holland is like they do a paper ship again. It's like a baby Holland, and then Holland is in the Bureau, whatever, and then Smalland is GXP, and then like Ragnar Steel or something.
Well, Holland's the same as a Friesland, isn't it? Tier 9?
No, Holland is the tier 10.
Oh, it's tier 10. Okay,
Holland,
sorry.
Holland is tier 10. Yep. But she's basically an Oster with faster reloading guns, heal, insanely good AA for a destroyer. Holland's AA can make CVs regret their life choices because she gets the DFAA, and her AA is so strong already.
Oh, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
I would like to see. Like, this is going back to like what Hustle or whoever brought it up about like since Republic is coming, why not make it like have an update with the French ships? It's like, and then like how they did P-Bag with the Russian heavies. Why didn't, for when the Pan-Euro destroyers came out, why didn't they bring like Holland to the Bureau, or like a Smalland to the Bureau, Ragnar and Steel, something like that, where they make the update a full theme. And then like for Republic, you could have like the French tier 9, the tier 8s, and then like another French Bureau project, like the Colbert project. I don't know why they didn't do that. That would have been a great thing.
Dude, that's crazy. You know what? I meant to mention that when we were talking about the friendships. What's going on with Colbert? Where is Colbert?
MIA. Nobody knows.
I mean, I know. I've been seeing screenshots. People have been posting like 4 slots in the Bureau project, but is it possible?
I feel like since it's already halfway through 2022, I hope that they bring it back by the end of the year. That's like the deadline, by the end of the year. I feel like that's a reasonable time because Colbert was testing at the end of last year, so she should be available.
In my opinion, it seemed. I mean, it was a fun ship to. It's a very fun ship to play.
It was the first ship I broke 400k with in any game mode. It was in the ranked with the legendary tier arena.
Yeah, with the
I had like 350 with Jared in Colbert.
I remember that
in
game.
that
Yeah,
arena. Yeah.
And her AP was so good. Like, I was shooting at a Yami like 15 kilometers away, and I was firing AP, and I was getting like 4K a salvo. That's just happening every like 2.5 seconds.
That's
That
dumb.
might be why we don't have her back in the bureau.
Maybe.
At this
And,
point.
and you know, she has 32 millimeter externals for some godforsaken reason.
But I
just
love
like
that.
Rooster.
It made it such a great cap
Quirky,
pusher.
dude. It did.
Because Colbert was useful in a bow on position. Wooster is not useful in a bow on position at all. You only get access to 2 of the guns bow on. So
Yeah,
the
but
32
Colbert was
millimeter
kinda the
bow on
same.
Wooster is nothing.
Colbert has
Like,
5-inch
Colbert
guns,
had 4
dude.
guns. Yeah, 5-inch guns, but you got, what is that, 8 of them, and they reload every 2.5 seconds. They have like
Super
an
fast.
insane fire chance.
Right.
Like,
I remember
much
getting the
better than
reload boosters with
boosters,
Colbert in arena. It's like
Just
all
hold
right,
the
this is
trigger
kind of
down.
like a personal meme thing, but do you guys know the song of Caramel Dancing by chance? Like a Swedish electro remix
It's like the
song?
third widest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh my gosh, Tiger.
If you
No,
were
I
to
don't
hold
listen
down
to
the trigger-
Swedish electro. Sorry.
No, I figured this out while I was doing it because I was just bored one day. If you hold down
Yeah, he
the
was
trigger
bored.
and you just ripple fire, the shots would keep continuously firing on the beat of the song forever.
I remember the
perfectly
first
synced
time I
up.
did acid. It was awesome.
But yeah, it was so weird because just like it reloads so fast. Like you think Atlanta is bad, or Cleveland is bad, or Worcester is bad. You haven't seen Colbert
Not Colbert.
just filling the skies with lead. It's literally like a fireworks show.
But it was balanced though, because I
Yeah, it
saw
was balanced.
so many bad players just get absolutely
Oh.
removed in that ship. Like
Hey,
super
Shout out
fast.
to my buddy Caution, Caution 901.
Caution.
In my old Yamato video, there's a clip of me demonstrating him in my Yamato.
Colbert. Dude.
in the Colbert.
And
Wait,
Caution
you-
is not a bad player.
Wait, you dev
So-
struck him in the Colbert?
I dev struck him in my Yami. So I
Oh,
was
in your
in
Yami.
Colbert.
I was gonna say, how'd
Yeah.
you dev strike anything in a Colbert?
You just fire AP at a Citadel, dude. Like,
12 Citadels right there in the cheek, man.
I mean,
Boom,
I guess,
gone.
but you can Citadel Yamato with 5-inch guns.
Absolutely not.
definitely not.
I was gonna say.
Zero chance of that.
Definitely not.
Yeah, 'cause Colbert doesn't have
Yami
dwarves.
dev struck Caution, yeah.
No.
He's just sheer DPM machine, even more than
So-
mine.
Now that we're talking about Colbert, I mean, do you guys want to speculate on the reason that we don't have it back? Do you think that they are adjusting the armor? Do you think
I
that they
would-
just went
I
back to
would
the
guess-
drawing board? What do you think?
I think
I would have to guess it's the armor.
I do too,
would
because
definitely
that would
so.
take a sizable amount of time, I would think, to go back and re-armor the entire
Program.
thing.
Yeah, but
And
6
you have to
months.
program how the shells.
It's been 6 months. Probably longer,
Yeah,
actually.
but- well, it's because they probably were working on Des Moines at the same time. They kind of like, okay, Colbert was clearly
Well,
busted. So let's further.
And they
our work
did
on
have
Des Moines,
some,
and
and they did have some. What do you call it? Ethical changes too. Like they moved offices because of the whole Ukraine conflict.
yeah,
Right.
know.
that too.
So
But
I
yeah.
get it.
I understand it's taking a lot longer since and we're all desiring it. We're all kind of greedy and selfish like that. But I can understand why they had to wait. But I'm pretty sure when Colbert comes back out, it's going to be worth the wait.
I hope it's as good as Des Moines. Like the
I think
because Des Moines lived up to expectation. I think we can all agree on that.
I
Yeah.
legitimately think they're going to change the armor, not to like full Mino levels, but they'll definitely probably take it down to like
27?
If I had to guess, 25
I say
to
27. Yeah.
But the
they-
reload will be the same.
Oh,
If they're going to keep
if
the
they
reload
put
the
it at
same way it was,
25, that would completely negate
Like
anything
Siegfried,
that the
dude.
ship was good at.
They
Like,
they cut Siegfried's balls off before they even brought that ship into the game. Yeah.
they
Siegfried could
buffed
be in a
Azuma, but like Siegfried's been quietly suffering in the corner for like, the
yeah,
past 2
dude. Like
years.
most
Siegfried
people
was.
forgot that ship exists.
I love, dude. When the Siegfried came out, that was one of my favorite ships to play. And then
I
like,
still love playing Siegfried, but you have to play it as a sniper.
yeah,
You can't brawl with secondaries. You have to angle. You have to play at range.
Yep.
And like she's good at that. She's really good at punishing battleships' broadsides, but she just
I've dev struck Iowas in my
attention.
Siegfried
She needs
before.
love.
Yeah, absolutely.
She needs a buff. either to like definitely reload. By far, she needs a buff to reload.
She needs
And
a
then
buff
I
and
feel like
reload,
secondaries and maybe
turret
maneuverability.
traverse, secondaries, yeah.
Armor.
If we could pick
Armor by
one
far, I
thing, it
think,
would be
number
armor,
one.
though. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, she has what, 26? If I remember correctly,
25.
is her externals? You sure it's? I swear it was
25
26.
mil bow.
But
Yeah, it's
I mean,
25.
she's
It's a
still
weak
overmatched by
bow.
16. They should give her at least 27, if not 30. That's just me, though.
Yeah, 27 at least for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, why does
At
Hipper have
least to
better
match
armor than
Hipper,
I mean, like,
right?
when-
Exactly.
Come on.
When you're
That's
getting
funny.
overmatched by Vanguards and Bismarcks in a super cruiser, you are not having a fun time.
So, guys, real quick, we're coming up on the hour mark. Let's get into a few more, and then we'll
Breeze.
close it out. You want to
so.
transit?
There's only 5
Italy,
more.
right?
6 more. Yep, we can do Italy really fast. So we
Mhm.
have the Brindisi, which is basically an Amalfi. It's the next tier, Amalfi. She has an extra turret.
Yep.
So that'd be pretty interesting. And if maybe one day down the road, Italian cruisers finally get sapped, I think Brindisi would be a great
Monster.
That should be a
203s.
monster tier,
Yeah,
I've
absolutely.
faced Brindisi's on PC, and they are definitely strong
they're
with the
scary.
sap.
They're
Yep.
very scary.
Still have
And
turrets
she
no
also
rolling
has really good
smoke.
turning radius and 50
Yep.
millimeter extended belt. Oh wow,
Yep.
that's really good.
I'm
But a
reading that
20-second
too.
reload can kind of hold her back. That's a fat rip. That's like a 15. That's Amalfi reload.
If they bring Brindisi
Legends.
into the game, it has to have sap. Sap has to be in the game.
Agreed.
Yep. Or she'll
Because you
sit
can't
there
have a
and port
20
like a
reload
Malfi.
based on a heavy cruiser.
Yep.
All right.
Exactly.
Now
So,
onto the battleship, the Lepanto.
Yeah, we
Lepanto.
just got our Veneto not that long ago, so we're gonna talk
Mm-hmm.
about his successor now.
Yep, she has 3 quadruple turrets of 15-inch guns. So congratulations, you're now going to have 3 more shells you're going to throw down range and still miss with probably 2 of them.
Hey, not
Well,
if
you
you
know,
have the pay
she
to
was-
win Azure Lane Commander. You might hit something.
But yeah, I would be excited for her. She's exhaust smoke generator, meme, sap secondaries. But she does have the low sigma, obviously. Armor
Long
scheme is
reload.
similar to a Russian battleship, long reload, yeah.
And
I feel like, though, I like the Italian battleships because they play similarly to the Russians in the way that they can tank and their armor is good enough to avoid most HE spam.
right.
But yeah, that'd be an interesting. I could see it coming, but it could be.
Do you think the
Pretty
battleships will
interesting.
ever get sap? Italian battleships? I hope they do, but
It's going to be 2 or 3 years down the road because if they're
Think
just
so?
testing on premium cruisers right now, it's going to be a couple years.
okay. The Lepanto. Now we have just premium. We don't have the Italian destroyer line yet. We just have the premiums like the Yolo Emilio and the Leon. I think those are the only 2, right? Henry,
What was that? Sorry.
we lose you guys?
Hello?
Can you hear me? I can hear
Hello?
you.
Henry?
Henry, can you hear me?
Hustle? I can hear you. What happened to Hustle?
I don't know.
All right, so what were we discussing? Kitakazi, I'm assuming?
Oh, Japan.
It's just Kitakazi that we're missing at the moment because it's the gunboat line that's missing her.
I don't know what happened to
successor.
Hustle.
So, Kitakazi is an Akazuki with a slightly faster reload, and instead of a quintuple launcher, she has a sextuple launcher.
Interesting.
I came back and heard sextuple. Had to use the bathroom.
But yeah, Kitakazi is
Oh,
is the
Kitakazi's
potential successor
strong.
to Akazuki. Yeah, I would
Oh,
love
man.
to see Kitakazi come. Yeah, like 6 torpedo tubes with torpedo reload booster. Better DPM than Akazuki with the same guns.
Got the
I would
hundreds,
love
right?
to see that. Yeah.
So you know what's funny? The other day I played Akazuki with the EOP rounds. What are they called?
Oh yeah, I know what you're
Oh,
talking about. It's
I-
like, oh man, what's that perk
Mhm.
called?
I
Something about
I
fire.
forget.
Yeah.
Rather
No,
be
it's
torching?
no, not rather be torching.
Evil Sparks.
Evil
Evil
Sparks.
Sparks.
Thank you. Yeah, so I played that like I had almost five. No, I think they did have. I had over 500 main battery hits and like 170,000 damage. It was crazy. Crazy.
So apparently on PC, all of the Japanese 100mm main guns, usually you wouldn't be able to pen with their HE a max of 17mm without the IFHE, so that's EOP for us. But apparently on PC, they get to pen 30mm base without putting any captain perks on.
Broken.
So if that would actually like come as a buff to Akazuki and maybe even Kitakazi one day on the road, that would be insane.
That's broken.
Like that's really, yeah,
Wow.
that is actually broken. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, because I've seen Harugumo games or Harugumo, whatever you want to call it. I've seen people play that where they get like the last dance skill or what is the one called?
Adrenaline Rush.
Adrenaline rush when you lose HP.
Yep.
And the guy had like maybe 2,000 HP and the thing was shooting out spit out shells like a freaking Friesland.
Now just imagine like having Yamamoto as your captain. You get the Kraken, so you get the reload reduction,
And the health.
and then, well, you get the health back, and then you lose that health. So then you get the reload buff from the Kraken, and you have Adrenaline Rush.
Here's one chip I was considering. I'm gonna skip over the cruisers and go straight to battleships. What if they bring Musashi into the game?
I could see that being as a campaign ship. Well, we can go over like the potential campaign and some premium ships in another episode.
Or Heisen, maybe.
But I could see it coming as a premium ship, to be honest. I could see them undoing Yami's nerf. So bringing back old Yami, praise the Lord, please, Wargaming, listen to us, do it. It needs to happen right now.
Yes. I don't know why
And
you did it to
then
begin
just-
with. But...
And just
Wait,
take
wait.
here's what they do. Here's what they do. Take Yamato right now, as she is. Move her, like copy paste her to tier 8, but nerf the fuck out of her AA. So give her like the same Musashi hull, but just completely new.
No
her
secondaries, no AA, essentially.
Yep, but put the same Sigma, whatever, the same Yami as it is now at tier 8. Now, for the legendary tier Yami, give her a 30-second reload, but give her, like, what is it? The American plotting room skill, or whatever it is. So it'd be the equivalent of Yami having her legendary mod on PC. So you can have a longer reload than Musashi, but you get fucking railguns.
Yes.
I want that. And then nerf her turret traverse, because Yami has way too fast of a turret traverse.
Yeah.
As for a battleship.
Yeah.
That's what I think should happen in general. But I can see Musashi.
These are the
being added
nerfs
as
that make sense.
Yeah.
Like Kleber. Kleber, it already had short torps
too
to
stealthy.
begin with.
Yeah.
It wasn't the fact that the range was long. It's the fact that you could spit them out like every 50 seconds on each side of your ship. Right.
And the stealth too. Like
And
you
stealth.
could have with Go All Out, you're going 4.5 kilometers, and so you have 3.5 kilometers stealth torp range, which is insane. Yeah, like the reload should have been nerfed, and the concealment should have been.
I
nerfed.
think
Now,
if you're allowed to use Go All Out, I think that should negatively affect maybe like your torp spotting, so they get spotted a little bit faster.
or yeah, there should be a different
Something.
nerf other than just like speed boost reload time. There
Yeah.
should be a different perk there. All right, well, a quick little throw in before we get to the last two. The Chung Mu, which is the successor to the Shen Yang. So she's basically Fletcher, but she has deep water torps. I think that'd be pretty interesting. I can see that as a successor. So you could have radar or the Pan Asian smoke and deep water torps. You never know, because it's a Fletcher
Interesting.
instead of a
Those-
Benson.
Those ships are
I'd
so
like that.
underperforming in Legends, I forget that they're even in the game. If
Yeah.
I'm honest.
Yeah, but like she's a potential successor down the road someday.
Absolutely. It falls into our
And
theme
now-
of speculation.
And now we have the last two potential successors. So back to what I said at the start. These are like the tech tree for Legends that don't have a successor right now. So Cleveland's potential successor is the Seattle. So
Interesting.
she has dual purpose 152s. So, just even better AA. Basically a predecessor of the Wooster, slightly better Cleveland. I think she has about the same reload as Cleveland, if not slightly worse. Radar is slightly better. I don't know. She also has good deck armor. She has decent speed. But her firing angles, they're kind of worse than Cleveland's. It's actually the same reload as Cleveland. I could see
It seems like a Cleveland,
Seattle.
essentially.
It basically seems like a slightly better Cleveland in the AA department, with worse armor scheme.
Well, it makes sense because we have Worcester, so it'd be just squeeze it right in the middle.
Right.
You know.
So maybe like as her perk for being at tier 8 and above Cleveland, maybe like nerf her buff her reload by like half a second or 1 second, just to make a slight difference between her and Cleveland.
So here's a thought that I had. So we have Des Moines, we have Worcester at Legendary. What if they were to bring in another? I know we have a lot of American cruisers already. We have Alaska too. But what if they were to bring in like Puerto Rico, for instance, around Christmas time? So we have that whole, bad PR thing that happened with Wargaming. But on Legends. No, I'm kidding. No, Puerto Rico would be cool to see, but I was actually going to mention Salem. Salem would be kind of cool to see.
Des Moines with a super heal.
Correct. A little bit worse of radar, but
yeah, but super heal on a Des Moines.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. See, as like a steel or global XP ship, something like that. That'd be pretty cool.
Something like that. Like another 2 million global XP ship.
Yep. All right, there's two more. I lied. I'm sorry. So there's Minnesota. So the Kansas part 2. So even fatter Kansas. Still has 16-inch guns with a longer reload. So Kansas already would suffer as it is.
Yep.
But just longer reload. But she apparently has good turn radius and rudder shift, 40% damage reduction for torpedo protection, good range, and a 38 millimeter outer belt. So she can't be overmatched on her outer belt as well. But she has less HP than Iowa, and she's slower than Iowa. So I could see it being a successor, but basically just a fatter Kansas.
Right.
And now the last real this is the last speculative one that we get to dive into. What would Riga's successor be? Would it be Moskva nerfed to fit at tier 8? Don't you think?
So Moskva's interesting, because I have Moskva. That's one of 2 tier 10 ships I have on PC. And Moskva's interesting, what's the one that's confirmed that we're getting? Donskoy? So it's not super heavily armored like a heavy cruiser, and it has the 180s. So
I thought Moskva had 220s.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
Moskva
it has 220s. I'm looking at it right now.
So
yeah, she's basically Riga's same guns.
Right.
But she's obviously a bigger ship, larger HP pool. She has Hydro, the Russian radar, heal. But of course, her Citadel is seen from space. So.
Yeah. And your bra.
But
and on PC, she has 25 millimeter bow, which everything can overmatch. But
Riga has that too. But
it has it has like a very thick armor barrier between the bow and the Citadel, so it's like impossible to Citadel from the front. Even though you can overmatch the bow, so the shells just kind of overpin the bow anyway. So
yeah, I could see them adding Moskva at tier 8 and just like maybe nerfing her HP pool, nerfing her reload a little bit. I could see that happening.
I think she would fit well there, actually, honestly.
Because what else is there besides? Because there's nothing below that would fit.
They're not going to do Petro there.
Petro would be a clear bureau project. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And Smolensk could follow Chappie, but we already got the Donskoy. Because Smolensk is a light.
So she'd either be a bureau project or like a steel ship.
So just hear me out. So we already have Stalingrad, which in my opinion is equivalent to like an Alaska heavy cruiser.
Yeah.
Right.
Petro, kind of equivalent to like Des Moines, if you want to think about it. And then Smolensk could be like the Worcester, essentially.
Yeah.
Right.
So there is a spot. You know what I mean?
But I feel like Moscow would fit the best if as a tier 8 successor with the Russian, unless they go the paper ship route. Of the current ships on PC, Moskva, I think, would fit the best as a tier 8
Wargaming using
paper
ships for the Russian line? Oh, dude, they don't do that.
No way.
What do you mean? That's not.
You're
all
crazy.
the Russian ships are real, man. I love visiting all of my World War II Russian Navy ships. Those are so cool.
They're all in one port.
Very convenient.
Poliarny Naval Base. Same place as the Red October.
What about a legendary Russian ship, battleship?
Kremlin
or Slava?
Slava would probably be. I feel like there's already 16-inch armed ships. So Kremlin with the 457s, I think, would fit better at legendary tier. Slavo could be like the global XP or steel ship. Because I mean, if you're gonna pick Slava, like yeah, her accuracy is insanely good, but we all know how RNG just fucks everybody in the ass on Legends way harder than on
Especially
PC.
in this game. Yep.
Yeah, it just I feel like Kremlin would be a better choice for the Bureau project. But there is no like Soyuz is already succeeding Vladis, but yeah, as a legendary tier Bureau project, I think Kremlin would fit right in. I think that's it. That's all the ships.
Yep.
We speculate on everything we wanted to speculate on.
Sorry we didn't go out with a bang, but
Well, you know, we started with a bang, multiple bangs, in fact.
yeah, mosquitoes were attacking you.
Yes, they were.
Hey, those Alabama mosquitoes hit different, man.
I
They're
guess one thing we can maybe we can go in more later, but I wanted to mention too. Now that tier 8 is a thing, legendary aircraft carriers are going to be a thing.
They are possible.
Possible.
Yeah.
Possible.
It is possible.
I think
I'm
Morgan
now
has already
scared.
confirmed that they will come at
I think
some
so
point.
too. Yeah, in the Q&A.
I'm scared. Yeah, I think they did confirm it. I'm scared for my life now because for two ships specifically, one Hakuryu.
FDR.
Curio, yep.
Well, that's like Seal something. I mean like tech tree wise, or well, Bureau obviously, but Hakuryu because her torpedo bombers hit for like what 11k, 12k with one
That's
strike
nuts.
and 2 torps.
Wow.
That's insane to me.
What about Midway? Midway would be pretty dope.
Well, Midway would be dope, but I'm more scared of Nakimov, dude. Nakimov is
Russian?
literally Pobiba, but better.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, she has an additional skip bomb bounce than Pobiba does.
Yep.
Her torpedoes hit even harder, and they travel even further. Like, that's just... And, like, you know how the Russian carriers work. In reality, all carriers work the same way, but Nakimov is the best out of all of them. The closer you get, the faster she's able to cycle planes. Because she drops, and then she can just recall, drop again. And the closer you get, the shorter that interval is.
Jesus.
And it's shorter than other carriers. So yeah, if they add Nakimov, dude...
What about Richtenhofen?
Well, Richtofen, at least, you know, she'll have RNG mess up her bomb drops like Parzival's does sometimes. But, you know, I feel like Richtofen would be a good addition. Good secondary meme build as well.
Yeah, I wish we can get the Grab Zeppelin, man. That would be fun. I've seen some funny videos on PC about, you know, like doing 2 destroyers with smoke and then pushing.
The Zeppelin? That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she was spotted in the game, so it's possible.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's true, kid.
That's true, kid.
I've been
Hint,
working.
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I've been working so much lately, so I've been, you know, been caught up with that. But I had, yeah, I think that was. I think we did cover everything. So just to recap, this is the second episode. We try to do 1 a week. Wednesday would be.
Try.
Yeah,
it's mainly my fault for being a pain in the ass.
Well, it's been my fault too because I've been working a lot, but you know.
What was your app lead name for Wednesday, Jared?
Oh,
if we do
Whiskey Wednesdays and Warships.
Whiskey Wednesdays.
Whiskey Wednesdays and
Warships.
Warships. I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm drinking vodka, but I'll switch to whiskey next Wednesday.
I actually had whiskey, so yeah.
I did with bourbon.
I did a few 7 and 7s with whiskey, so but I do have bourbon for next week.
Okay, good.
You are committed, sir.
I am.
I
had a rough
respect
day.
it. Indeed.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's end it there.
Second episode of the CIC.
Second
if you guys want us to keep bantering with each other while discussing this game that we all could really just
and
love
I also
playing all the time.
I also want to mention I think Swag wanted to get in on like the current affairs about Legends, and it'd be nice to have us.
If you guys
And we'll start doing guests eventually.
Yeah.
I
If you
would
guys
think.
want to, just drop a comment down below. If you ever want to be a guest, maybe we get like a party of 10 people in here, just one at a time, just fermenting.
That'd be fun, exciting, and probably never gonna happen after that.
Pure chaos in hell.
it'd
Yeah,
be
one time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like going to Chuck E. Cheese 15 years ago.
If you want to hear Monty in the chat and see what he sounds like, Cajun Boomhauer is his nickname.
Oh man, Gert, why you gotta do me like that on the podcast,
wait,
man?
I'm only gonna talk about the kid, man. You know, I like that shit.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We had fun with this.
Yep. It was fun. Let's try to do it again next week. Let's try to keep at least 1 a week. That's the goal.
That's our goal. Our
That's
goal,
our goal.
is
Is once a week, you know, and then when we figure out life and we get more consistent.
And when we figure out how to put it on Spotify.
Yes.
I'd say that is a goal too,
That's
to
huge
get on
too.
Spotify. Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I am Jared, aka Girthquake, sounding off.
Brian, aka Hustle XZ, also sounding off.
And Joe, aka Tiger Terror 79. See you next time, nerds.
Later, everybody.
That's a shitty outro. I'm
See
never
ya.
gonna do that again.
We're keeping that outro.
We're keeping it.
God fucking damn it.
Later, losers. All right, guys. Have a good week. Have a good night. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
See ya.